Hey everyone, today we are going to break down Reacher in 6 minutes or less. Reacher is a massive human being with an extraordinary set of skills to match. Not only is he gigantic and strong, but he is also like a super detective, and he's incredibly skilled in all forms of combat. He's like a sniper. He can handle basically any problem that gets thrown at him, any type of conflict he gets put in the middle of. And the thing about Reacher is somehow he constantly finds himself in the middle of conflict, but not because he's a troublemaker. He's kind of the opposite. Reacher grew up a military brat. His father was in the army. He traveled the world with the family. He had a brother, Joe, who dies just before the first book starts. And he and Joe grew up fighting a lot and scrapping, as often young kids do. Their relationship wasn't particularly strong, but Reacher has a strong sense of duty. It comes from his father. It comes from his mother, who imbued him with the sense that with his size and strength comes the old Spider-Man cliche, great responsibility to take care of those and protect those who are less fortunate. And he keeps it real simple. Reacher wears the same t-shirt, jeans, and boots all the time. He wanders this earth with a toothbrush, an ATM card, and a passport, and circumstances just keep finding him. Now, while he has a background in the military, corruption seems to always get the better of these circumstances, which is what leads Reacher back to his own moral code. His ethics and his code are what guide him, his sense of justice and morality. Reacher is not a man of faith. He is a man of action. He is a man of facts and simplicity. He keeps it simple and clear at all times, which is deeply satisfying to audiences because Reacher doesn't have all this extra complexity, anti-hero type stuff that has become so in vogue in writing and in characters in the last century. So Reacher's character type is called the knight errant. And if you haven't heard of it, it's kind of a classic chivalry concept, which comes from our Arthuriana and some of the stories of the Middle Ages. But actually, it really goes back much, much farther than that. Because what character is Reacher? A lot like Hercules from ancient Greek mythology. He's just a big, strong dude who's wandering around, righting wrongs, fighting bad guys, saving people. Wherever Reacher goes, trouble follows. This is a very classic archetype. And you'll often hear people talk about the flaws of these characters are that they don't really have any flaws. Like, what's exactly wrong with Reacher? I mean, he doesn't really have a family. He doesn't really have a life. He certainly doesn't really have a home. But he has a powerful moral and ethical code that guides him. Reacher doesn't belong on a team. He doesn't belong to an organization. He floats in and out of these things as need be because corruption follows all of these kinds of institutions almost to a T, and we all know that in our hearts. If there's something about Reacher that is his flaw, it's that he will never have a normal life. He is cursed to the wandering hobo, as he calls it, existence, where he has to wander the earth and solve our problems. He wanders the earth kind of like a Christ-like figure. It's a self-sacrificing, powerful figure that exists to be the best of us, to show what we are capable of, to be a beacon of light and hope for all of us in any situations. We will never see Reacher with a family. We will never see Reacher settle down. We'll never see him in anything but the motels and the hotels and the traveling road. And that's his curse. Reacher is here to fight those battles for all of us, to show us the way to overcome those challenges. And hopefully we take a little bit of Reacher's calm in the storm, his resourcefulness, his skill, his ability, and we emulate it in our own lives. It's a way for us to become the best version of ourselves. We can never be Reacher. Nobody can. Reacher doesn't exist on any real plane of existence, but he's a hero in all of our hearts. And that's, again, what makes his forever alone, heroic wandering so beautiful and so powerful. It's very hard for us to wrap our minds around why such a character would exist. These kinds of selfless, heroic, wandering types, what makes them tick? Honestly, with Reacher, it's purely self-sacrifice. There is no material possession, there is no money, there is no success, there is no fanfare. Reacher doesn't get any of that. If you can simply just execute something to the best of your ability for no other purpose than because you believe it is right, well, then you're aligned with something powerful, something bigger than yourself. And that's what Reacher does. I mean, think about it from his ability to fight, his ability to deduce things logically, his ability to be multilingual, all all of these things kind of combining into this stew of perfection so he can save the day and rescue someone for purely selfless reasons. And for that reason, Reacher is truly one of the most important and interesting characters today. I'm George Ellman at MovieWeb. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know why you agree or disagree with my take on Reacher. Would you rather him be more like one of the other great characters like Walter White or Don Draper or Tony Soprano? Because these kinds of anti-heroes have certainly become extremely popular in the last century or so. But let's not forget how important it is that we have Reachers in our world to continue to show us what the best version of us is capable of. Thanks so much for watching.